Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance that was released this year. This fragrance is a new release. It's an exclusive release for Nordstrom, and you can also find it on Giorgio Armani. The fragrance is from Giorgio Armani. It is called Acqua di Gio Profumo, which is a flanker of the original Acqua di Gio, which was released back in 1996. Now, as you can see from the bottle, it's very similar to the design of the original Acqua di Gio. The original Acqua di Gio is a frosted glass. Sorry about that, I've got to change my alarm. But the original Acqua di Gio is a frosted glass, and this bottle is a black bottle. And it's pretty classy. I like the look of it. Very simple, gets right to the point, and not much home to write about. I did my review off of the samples that I got for this fragrance, so excuse me, don't have the bottle, but we'll see what the actual fragrance is like. Now, it's available in two main sizes, 2.5 and 4.2. The 2.5 ounces is going to run you about $95. That's without tax. And the 4.2 is going to run you about $130. So this fragrance is a little bit more on the expensive side, especially for a designer fragrance. But the other thing that unfortunately you really can't find at a discount right now, just because of the fact that the only two places that I've seen it are at the Giorgio Armani website and also Nordstrom. So look around at those two places if you're interested in getting this fragrance. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right into the notes of this fragrance and see what I think about it. The notes of this fragrance, at our top, we have bergamot and sea notes. For our mid, we have geranium, rosemary, and sage. And for our base, we have patchouli and incense. So right off the bat, when I smelled this fragrance, I immediately thought of Acqua di Gio. Acqua di Gio, obviously because it's a flanker of it, but it immediately struck me like that's, I guess you could say, that citrusy, that classy type of a vibe from Acqua di Gio coming through it. But there were two main key differences that I immediately noticed. One is the sea notes. This has more of an aquatic sea note type of a tinge. It's got this salty sea note type of a vibe coming from it. And the second thing that I also noticed from it was more of a fruity scent coming from it. So if you were to compare the original Acqua di Gio, when you first spray it, it's immediately more fruity and it's more salty. So those two things kind of put together, which immediately made me like it a little bit more than I thought I would. So moving that aside, I kind of thought to myself, okay, I'm liking this fragrance. Let's see what it kind of turns into. And whereas Acqua di Gio kind of dries down to this woody fragrance, what I noticed happened with Acqua di Gio Profumo is it remains kind of transparent. So it comes off as watery, sea salty, fruity, and transparent. But once it gets fully into its dry down stage, that's really where you start getting more of this smokiness and this incense coming through, and it really comes off as a beautiful scent. And I gotta say, I'm highly impressed. I was not expecting this from this fragrance. I thought that it was gonna be a flanker, that one and done, and it wasn't going to be an impressive thing. I smelled Essenza, still haven't gotten a chance to review Essenza, but Essenza was a release that I was not impressed with. I thought it smelled way too much like Acqua di Gio, and it was a carbon copy. I was having trouble distinguishing the two, and I gave it no slack. This one, on the other hand, I was shockingly surprised by it. And I gotta say, I'm impressed by it. It reminds me, it kind of reminds me along the same veins as Bleu de Chanel. They don't smell the same. They kind of have this similar fruity, aquatic type of a vibe to it. Whereas this is a little bit saltier and that one is a little bit more fruity. But they are in the same kind of vein. So it just comes off as just fantastic for that. I go about 3 to 5 sprays on this one. And those sprays are going to get people around you. It has great projection, has great sillage, and has great longevity. It's going to last you 10 plus hours. It's a fragrance that you can wear for almost any occasion. You can wear it dating, you can wear it going out, casually. You can wear it to the work, you can wear it to the gym. All of those situations, I can definitely see you wearing it. The one situation that I would probably steer away from it on this one is most likely the upscale events. For some reason, it just doesn't fit to me. Upscale, it's a little bit more. To me, it's a little bit too playful and inviting to be a true upscale fragrance. That's just my opinion. You may decide to wear it. toss my opinion out of the window if you decide to wear it on that. Don't take that at face value. All right, but either way, outside of that, any age group can wear this one. And this is a fragrance that, while it may seem that this is definitely a summer fragrance, and I think it suits perfectly for summer, I think this is a fragrance that you can wear year round. No matter what the season is, you can definitely wear this one year round. Now, compliment wise, this is where the strong point of the fragrance comes in as well. This garnered just as many compliments that I got from Bleu de Chanel when I was testing Bleu de Chanel a long time ago. That's how good this fragrance is. I got numerous compliments with this one. People can smell you. People, when they smell you, they instantly want to know what you're wearing and where they can get it. Some people actually said, oh, that reminds me of Acqua di Gio, but not really. It's a little bit different. And I guess that's kind of the reaction that I was sort of expecting from it. It feels to me like an upgraded, souped up version of Acqua di Gio. One that, I definitely think is worthy for purchasing, for me at least. It's definitely up there. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give it a rating of a 9 out of 10. Now, despite all that I said, I was really heavily debating whether I should give it a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. The only reason this doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is because of the price. Now, I'm splitting hairs here. For all intents and purposes, this is a 10 out of 10. It's just that with Acqua di Gio, I was kind of expecting the same similar price vein. Wasn't too into the price hike for it, so take that with a grain of salt. It's a great fragrance. This fragrance is going to last on your skin. People are going to think you smell great. It's definitely different enough from the original Acqua di Gio that if you have the original, I think this is worth it to pick up this one. Whereas with Essenza, I did not have the same feeling. I thought if you had the original Acqua di Gio, there's no point in picking up Essenza. This one, different story. Definitely check this one out if you can. Overall, outside of the fact that if you're not a fan of citrus fragrances, the criticism that I have for this fragrance is if you're not a fan of citrus fragrance and you're not a fan of Acqua di Gio, you might not like this one. If you were never a fan of Acqua di Gio, you almost probably won't like this one just because they very much do have a similar DNA. If you're not a fan of Bleu de Chanel, you probably won't like this one. This almost feels like Acqua di Gio made some steps towards becoming Bleu de Chanel-like, if you will. That's pretty much my summary of it, okay? Let me know what your thoughts are if you've gotten your nose on this. I, for one, definitely plan on getting this fragrance, as I mentioned. Let me know what your thoughts are on it, all right? Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.